We've heard the stories of families looking for answers. 117 homicides puts us on pace to be the record number of homicides in any recorded year, even more than the record-breaking year of 2020. You can see the stark difference that's between this time last year, even 2021, 2020, 2019.
111 of this year's homicides, according to KCPD, have been committed with some type of firearm. That's roughly 94% of all those who have died.
And throughout this year, we can't remember, or cannot forget, these are not just numbers, these are people, right? We've heard the perspectives of people forever changed by this violence.
Families, witnesses, community members all tell us they want something done.
I'm heartbroken. My heart is shattered. My insides are hollow. I don't care about nothing.
I'm forever traumatized because I watched everybody take their last breath.
It's devastating. You know, it is very hard to continue to hear about the violence, especially when it involves young people.
So this morning with us, we have Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas, as well as the Executive Director of Moms Demand Action, Angela Farrell-Zabala, in town this morning. I want to start with you, Mayor. Because
you're going to be announcing, we're told, new gun violence prevention measures. Today is your inauguration day. You've heard from all these people we're showing these interviews from. You've sat with many of them, you've shaken their hands, you've cried with these people. As you hear these people, what goes through your mind, and then tell us about what you're planning to announce today. Anything you can share with us.
You know, I can share a lot with you. The first thing that goes through my mind, though, is that it needs to change. I grew up in Kansas City. I knew a Kansas City that was too violent. We broke a homicide record in the early 1990s. And it is heartbreaking that 25 years later, we're seeing the same things happen. And that's why we stay committed to making sure that there is change. First, recognizing that guns are part of these tragedies. Gun homicides, gun suicides, gun accidents are something that we need to make sure that we're working hard to stop. So our proposals are looking at a few things: limiting the transfer of ammunition to minors, which is important, and banning the possession of switches. If you don't know what those are, on handguns, you can modify it ever so slightly, turning it into a fully automatic weapon, which allows you to just spray dozens and dozens of rounds at once. Some of our more prominent shootings this summer that have been in clubs and others that have hit lots of people are a result of those types of devices, so making sure we address those. But fundamentally, we know it's not just enough to have laws that address the issues. We work with groups like Moms Demand and so many others to put faces on what's happening to our community and to make clear that we will not stop fighting to make a safer community.
Can we talk about, I was looking back, obviously we've been talking about this a lot. Even in May, we heard from Chief Graves from Police Department talking about working with all these community groups, trying these new things. We heard from you about a month ago talking about we've got to get this out of the hands of kids, the retaliation part of this, for people sitting at home who are just, quite frankly, so tired and frustrated. What would you say to them about why is this going to work? Why is this going to help?
You know, so I'll be honest straight up and say, I don't know. I don't know if it will work, but I know that we have to make sure we continue to find an answer. If you have an illness in your own life or in your own home, you keep trying. You don't just stop and say, I'm going to give up tomorrow. These lives are too important. The families and the impact that we're seeing in our community is too important. But I will say we are seeing progress. This year, non-fatal shootings in Kansas City are actually down by 6%. What does that tell me? While homicides are up, that tells you that people are using stronger firearms, that are shooting and hitting more people, that we're having more injuries in connection with every shooting. The guns are part of the discussion. And all we're asking for is common sense approaches to how we address these issues, in addition to doing all the work we need to with our police, with our prosecutors and others. And so it's not an either or. There isn't going to be one solution. But what we do need to do is recognize that cooperation is key, that being honest about the problem is key, and that continuing to talk about it is key. Because what we can't do is to act like it's something that's in another community or somewhere else. This impacts all of us, and as we talk about this great brand for Kansas City, we can't ignore this very real issue that impacts us as well.
Angela, you represent these voices that we're hearing here of people talking
nationally
after someone has died, someone has been killed. What are you trying to do in Kansas City now? Because you're here as part of this announcement for the mayor and his inauguration. Are you representing more of these voices? Are you trying to say something that maybe people are not hearing before? What's the role of Moms Demand Action right now?
Well, Moms Demand Action, we're all across the country, so I'm honored to be here in this great city, to be here with the mayor. We have our volunteers from Moms Demand Action and Students Demand Action on the ground every day, working in partnership with groups in the community like Kansas City Mothers for Change and Aim for Peace. Because as the mayor said, while we want to focus on stronger gun laws and common sense solutions, we also need to see this as a holistic public health crisis. And so therefore that means centering the voices of survivors of gun violence, looking at communities that are disproportionately impacted, Black and brown communities particularly, and also looking at this, attacking it from different ways. So the policies and the laws are going to be important, but how are we making sure we're reinvesting in communities so that we have alternatives to violence as well. But like the mayor said, we're going to roll up our sleeves and continue, because this is something that's not an inevitability. We can change this. The fact that this is the leading cause of death for kids and teens and young adults in this country is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And we're going to be here working hand in hand with the administration to make sure that we are pushing for the change we need and deserve.
Are you fearful that those voices are lost in this all, that they just go in the background? Because we have obviously a big metro area here where we're talking about 117 homicides in Kansas City, but other parts of our viewing area don't see nearly that number. If you live in a different part of the metro, well, that's a problem in Kansas City. Are you afraid of those voices being drowned out?
If we're losing, if we're on record, a deadly record pace for gun violence in this city and across the country, then it's everybody's job and everyone's problem. And while it may not be, you don't feel it's at your doorstep, we have survivors. We're a nation of survivors at this point. About 59% of adults in this country are someone they care about, identify as someone that has survived or has witnessed or been impacted by gun violence. That is a staggering number.
Yeah.
And so this is, while it may not feel like it's at your front doorstep, this is very important for all of us to pay attention to make sure that our communities are safe.
Yeah.
What are you hearing most about what's missing? We had a story earlier about Alyssa Jackson reporting on Chastity Strong's family wanting to talk about gun responsibility versus gun control. When you talk to these families here in Kansas City, what do they tell you?
You know, I think people want this to be treated like the epidemic that it is. If we had a big health outbreak, we were actually talking about COVID-19 earlier. Remember, we shut down society. I won't get into the politics of it, but we had this huge response. And right now we have hundreds of people really in Kansas and Missouri who have been killed by gun violence. And we're not treating it that same way. And so I think step one is people want recognition, and they want to be able to say, how can I stop these tragedies from happening in the future? And the other thing that gets me so often, and we've talked about this, is retaliation. We sometimes know what's going to be coming. How can we get our increasingly younger people who are victims and assailants to put the guns down and to know that there is hope for them somewhere else? So we'll keep working on that. I don't think anybody's figured out how to necessarily always relate to a 14 or 15-year-old, but you know what, these days, this is something we have to do to make sure our community can be safe.
You and I both had police officers tell us that is what they hear from people, is the reason they don't come forward and say they'll handle it themselves. That's the reason they don't talk to police after a crime like the ones we're describing this morning. Our thanks to both of you for being here with us this morning, and we'll have more on the inauguration ceremony from Mayor Lucas later today. We'll be back.